Agencies of the state currently preclude me from being at this most important forum. However, I am honored to be able to provide this virtual address to you, the participants of this conference. These are exciting times for the Republic of Suriname. The country has recently received a positive report following the Article 4 consultation of the International Monetary Fund. Report of the Article 4 consultation affirms that Suriname stands on the threshold of a transformative era. The outlook for its economy is buoyant and optimistic. The IMF notes that the signs of progress are undeniable. Economic growth is accelerating, inflation is stabilizing, donor support is increasing, employment has been restored to pre-pandemic levels, and public debt is on a steady decline. Suriname's international bond spreads have reached historic lows, reflecting growing confidence in the country's economic trajectory. With the development of a major offshore oil field set to commence production in 2028, economic growth is expected to reach record-breaking levels and contribute directly and indirectly to economic transformation. This will set in train a wave of economic activity that will spawn the expansion of businesses and the generation of jobs, improvements in infrastructure, and the improvement of the living standard of the people of this country. Like Guyana, Suriname is positioning itself as a global leader in environmental services. This past year, it entered the carbon credit markets. These credits have the potential to generate significant revenue for Suriname, while ensuring the country's commitment to global environmental responsibility. The signs, therefore, are positive to confirm the view of the IMF and others that Suriname is poised for a transformative and prosperous future. However, I'm sure that the government is aware that translating a country's natural resource wealth into improvement in human well-being cannot be left to chance. Suriname's vast natural resources offer unprecedented opportunities to transform a nation into one of prosperity. But if there is one thing we have learned from history, it is that wealth alone is not enough to secure resilience and/or prosperity. It requires sound management and forward planning, qualities which are possessed by our country's leadership. Therefore, I wish to use this presentation to offer 5 vital lessons that we in Guyana have learned over the years and which can be helpful as Suriname enters this exciting phase of its development. I want to share with you some lessons that I believe can guide you as you work to translate your natural wealth into greater economic resilience and improved standards of living for your people. Provide fertile ground for instability, political instability, carpetbaggers, herds of carpetbaggers, and economic predators, unwanted and unwelcome elements. Development is inclusive. It is through strong democratic institutions that all voices, whether rich or poor, young or old, can be heard. Clear. Inclusivity is not just a buzzword. Strengthen them. Nurture the culture of participation and accountability. When people feel empowered and included, they become the custodians of progress, ensuring that the development to achieve is not just a one-off development, but development that benefits all of the people. The second, the years before an economic boom are critical. They are not the time for daydreaming of prosperous days ahead. They are a time for laying the groundwork for sustained development. Suriname is poised for an upward economic growth trajectory. The IMF projects, with the intensified oil production, your growth could soar to 55% in 2028. Let me be frank with you. This will be a significant economic boom. But let me also share with you, it will not happen on its own. It requires strong and stable leadership. The ramping up of offshore petroleum production will require significant onshore support. logistics and transportation, storage and warehousing services, port and shore-based facility, construction and fabrication, waste management services, safety and security services, and engineering and technical support must all be in place to capitalize fully on the opportunities presented by offshore exploration. And it's not just about infrastructure. It is about the people who will work in these industries. This means education and training must be prioritized now. Equally important is the fact that we in Guyana have already garnered tremendous experience. We have built infrastructure, we have built training institutes and programs, and we have been able to develop good experience in offshore exploration and the support services. Feel free to work with the Guyana private sector in coordinating and building partnership to meet the future requirement of Suriname. Start planning for these services today. Build the partnerships, invest in infrastructure, and train your people so that when the oil flows increase substantially, Suriname is not only ready to receive it, but ready to grow sustainably from it. The third concern and lesson I want to share is the importance of a diversified economy. We have all seen what happens to economies that become overly reliant on oil. When global prices drop, the consequences can be devastating. Suriname, take this lesson to heart. Economic resilience requires diversification. In Guyana, for example, we consciously decided to modernize our traditional sectors, bauxite, gold, mining, agriculture, and forestry, so they could continue contributing to the economy alongside oil and gas. As a result, while Guyana has enjoyed record-breaking growth due to oil, the non-oil sector has grown by more than 40% over the past 4 years. Suriname can do the same. Look to your strengths, whether in agriculture, gold mining, or forestry, and invest in them. But also look beyond. Tourism is one sector in which I believe Suriname has tremendous potential. Your rich culture, lush rainforests, and vibrant history can make Suriname a sought-after destination for ecotourism. Like Guyana, I think Suriname should invest in tourism, technology, and renewable energy. These sectors will ensure that your economy remains strong even when oil revenues fluctuate. The fourth lesson is planning for future generations. The wealth from your oil reserves must be seen as a tool to help you for future planning. Not an end by itself, but a means to opening up new opportunities, creating higher standards of living for generations to come. To achieve this, you must invest in infrastructure. Development follows infrastructure, roads, ports, power plants. These are the arteries through which economic activity flows. But infrastructure alone is not enough. You must also invest in human capital. Education and health are not expenses. They're investment in human capital that we must all make. Suriname, like Guyana, also must ensure the established mechanism to ensure the intergenerational equity. This means resisting the temptation to spend excessively before oil revenues materialize, and ensuring that the benefit of this wealth are felt not just today, but by the children of tomorrow. When we talk about intergenerational wealth, we are talking about a vision that sees beyond the next election cycle or the next budget, a vision that imagines a Suriname where every child has access to quality education, every citizen has access to health care, and every community has infrastructure it needs to ensuring dignified working conditions. And we see this work ongoing in Suriname. We see a clear vision and strategy to ensure that these objectives are realized. The fifth lesson I will humbly share is one of collective strength. Suriname, like Guyana, is a small state existing within a global economy dominated by much larger and more powerful nations. In this context, standing alone is not a viable option for achieving sustainable development and economic resilience. Small states like ours must come together whether as part of a regional family or through bilateral and multilateral initiative to avoid economic marginalization. Guyana and Suriname share not just geographical proximity, but also a wealth of natural resources, including energy resources. Recognizing this, Guyana has been actively championing the creation of an energy corridor involving Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, and Brazil. Such an initiative has the potential to transform regional energy security, making us less dependent on external markets and enhancing our collective capacity to power industry, communities, and economies. Beyond energy, both Guyana and Suriname are richly endowed with vast expanses of arable land. This presents us with an unparalleled opportunity to revolutionize agriculture. Today, we can become the breadbasket of the Caribbean, address regional food insecurity, and reduce the need for costly food import. Imagine a Caribbean where every plate of food is sourced from the fertile soils of Suriname and Guyana. These are not mere dreams, they are attainable goals. With the newfound resources coming into our countries, the time to act is now. By pooling our strengths, we can unlock the full potential of our natural resources, create jobs, and ensure a more resilient future for all our people and our region. The lesson is that Suriname's path to prosperity does not lie in isolation, but in partnership, collaboration, and the vision of a united region. Together, we are stronger, and together, we can ensure that no small state is left behind. The lessons I've shared with you today are not just theoretical. They come from the lived experiences of nations that have walked this path before. Suriname has the potential to become a leader in our region and the world, but potential must be matched with a purpose that we see, that purpose that we would want to support, that partnership that we would want to be a part of. Let the vision of a prosperous Suriname guide your action. Let the principles of democracy, inclusivity, and sustainability inform your decisions. And let the lessons of the past remind you that true prosperity is not measured by the wealth of a few, but the well-being of all. It is measured by the upliftment of all the citizens for both our countries. I thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Last but not least for today, may I invite His Excellency President Sandrika Santokhi, President of the Republic of Suriname.
Good evening, goedenavond, Puneti. Yeah, welcome, all of you. Welcome in Suriname. Let me start by extending my greetings and welcoming to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Albert Ramdin, our guest from Africa, the President and Chairperson of the Board of Directors of the Fraxim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, and your delegation, the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce, supported by the representatives of the Suriname Investment and the Trade Agency, and the Guyana Office for Investment, members of Diplomatic Corps, business leaders, investors, supporting partners of the business sector, distinguished participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome. Welcome to the second edition of the International Business Conference, IBC 2025, and also welcome to our beautiful country, Suriname. It is my great privilege to address this distinguished audience at a platform where leaders from diverse sectors convene to exchange ideas and develop partnerships that will shape the future of trade, investment, and economic collaboration. My country, Suriname, stands at a pivotal moment in its history. It is unlocking its potential while strengthening ties with the regional and global partners. Our country offers immense opportunity across key sectors such as energy. The recent offshore oil and gas discoveries have positioned Suriname as an emerging leader in the global energy market. Agribusiness. Fertile lands and rising global demand for food security create excellent opportunities for sustainable agricultural investment. Infrastructure and logistics. Investment in modern transportation networks, port expansions, and enhanced trade connections across CARICOM and Latin America are on their way. Technology and digital transformation innovations remains a cornerstone of our economic agenda as we embrace financial technology, e-commerce, and digital solutions. The Suriname Investment and Trade Agency, SITA, the bridge between the public and private sectors, is your trusted partner for exploring these dynamic opportunities. As SITA, they are committed to providing in-depth market intelligence, expert investment guidance, and tailored support for businesses, while upholding transparency and efficiency and building investor trust to ensure a seamless and successful investment experience in Suriname. Suriname is strengthening regional ties, particularly with Guyana, to build an economic corridor that promotes trade, connectivity, and shared prosperity, as expressed by my friend, my brother, Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Globally, we are expanding our partnership with the international institutions, foreign investors, and multinational corporations. My government recognizes that economic growth requires collaboration, innovation, and trust. As such, we foster a stable, business-friendly environment that enables enterprises to thrive. As the most forested country on earth, with 93% forest cover, Suriname is deeply committed to sustainability and environmental stewardship to remain a carbon-negative nation through advancement in renewable energy initiatives, green infrastructure development, and eco-tourism ventures. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, we are modernizing our public and private sectors through digital transformation to enhance efficiency and global competitiveness. To business leaders, entrepreneurs, and investors present today, Suriname stands ready to welcome your engagement, inviting you to connect with policymakers and economic experts, explore diverse investment opportunities across key sectors, and partner with Suriname for long-term, mutually beneficial growth. In collaboration with the Suriname Investment Trade Agency, my government is ready to support your investment journey and ensure your success. As we engage in discussion over the coming days, I encourage you to think boldly, strategically, and collaboratively. Suriname, yes, is rising, and we can build a prosperous and sustainable future together. Before closing, take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to my colleague, friend, and brother, President Irfan Ali, for his address, his statement, but also the message he provided as a neighboring country to this event, that we need to collaborate. We need to cooperate in all areas of cooperation. We need to cooperate in all sectors. And therefore, we have to express leadership. And that's what we're doing. He as president in Guyana, and I as president of Suriname, that we are committed that these two countries will develop our country and our people to a higher level in close cooperation with regional partners, with international partners, with you all. Thank you, Irfan Ali, and thank you all. And I wish you a lot of success in the coming days with your meetings, with your gathering. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Santokhi, and also a belated happy birthday, as it was his birthday yesterday. He turned 66 yesterday. So, but please don't leave. We still have a welcome cocktail for the first day to end this nice day with all the interesting. So I would like to conclude the official session of this day. Please have a cocktail and enjoy and celebrate.